Hey guys, welcome back and happy holidays. Something really cool just happened, and it was TST Industries reached out to me, my little YouTube channel, and offered me a pair of the new Halo-GTR turn signals, which is the exact component I wanted to buy. So by no means is this a sponsored video. Fortunately for me, the exact same lights I was gonna buy anyway, to the point where they even let me choose the color. So it's gonna be really cool. We're gonna get these things installed. I know that they make good lights in the simple fact that I've had them on my CBR 600RR in the past, and I've also have them on my Grom currently right now. So I already know the product is exactly what I want and that they're gonna be awesome. The only thing I haven't had before is the cool little lights, because like I said, I got to choose what light, so the little glow that'll be around the light is gonna be blue, which I think will nicely accent the blues that are on the bike currently now. So that's gonna be super cool. I can't wait to get these things installed. Of course, I'll put a link down in the description, so if you wanna check them out, if you're watching this now, they should be on the site and in stock now, so that'll be super cool. So the main tool for the majority of this job is gonna be this 4mm Allen key. We have one down under here that we need to take out. Pry that guy up. These are the little Phillips ones. And we just want to pry the little Phillips piece up. Two screws on bottom, two Phillips plastic clips, and then the rubber piece that'll pop out. For this top fairing here, two of these push pins we need to get out. Pop these guys and pull them on out. And then right up here next to the fuel tank, push pin fasteners we got to get out. And for the last one, little 4mm screw. Slide the thing forward and then lift up. There's another one of these little pop pin fasteners. Pop her out. And then working our way all the way around, we'll start with this guy here and this 4mm down here. Once those are out, it's actually a rubber piece holding this in. So you can see you got this pushing inside this little rubber piece here. And then right under that fairing is another 4mm right here. We'll get this guy out. One more up top here. Open these two tabs and pull this little piece out right here. You have this little plastic piece here. So you've got these two little rubber sides that you could pull apart, and then this little plastic piece that you have to pull out. So now that that's out, this should have no problem popping out the side like that. So I think that's the easiest way without removing this entire fairing, which is super cool. Obvious reason why we took this fairing off is to get to the electrical, which is the one that is running is this blue light here. And we'll just pop that guy out of its place there. But you can see there's this little clip here that's holding the light once, and then there's one more down here holding the light in as well, and we'll slide that out of its position. Here's the connector, which is a fairly large push button here. So there is our first light removed. So this is what we get with the TST Industries kit. We have the actual lights. We have the main connector, which does have a little rubber piece in here, which is cool. So here's the running lights. So it looks like we would run this light through the connector like that. And then the signal light wires would run through this connector as well. And then this would get installed inside the light. And the little blue glow we're gonna get is gonna come from this connector here that we just plug in there. Now you can kind of see how they're curved here. The TST Industries writing being up, this one is going to be the right side of the bike. And for the rubber ring, we're going to put the rubber ring in on the light and roll it all the way up. Now you don't have to roll it up on the sides and fit flush with the fairing itself. So that is pretty much it. Before we do that, we'll go ahead and plug this thing in. We'll see what it looks like real quick, and then we'll finish up the installation and get all this put back together. Here's our connector for the light. I said we'll give it a quick test. Plug it in, which is super cool. No wiring necessary, just plug it and play. Just freaking awesome. So we'll go ahead and turn her on. We got that nice little blue glow. That looks pretty freaking cool. So she flashes over to orange and the blue goes away while we're doing a turn signal. And if we're not doing a turn signal, we got a nice cool blue glow. So that looks legit, I think. So let's go ahead and get this thing installed properly. All right, for starters, we'll go ahead and run it through. And I'm able to get my hand back here, which is super cool, so I can still get at the light. So I'm able to pull it all the way out. Man, those are gonna look clean. And now I can shove this little white clamp on here and get it through all the wires. There we go. Now I can feel it going on. There we go. You feel it's kind of like a little zip tie as it pops itself all the way down and sticks in there. So there we go. That looks pretty cool. I like it. So now the next thing would be to route this through the same two little plugs, plug it in, and then put this guy back into its spot. Get these two wires in between the old connector. Try and get it on there, get it plugged in, snap this guy back in place. That's about a perfect fit. All right, we got her on, routed in. We'll test it one more time, make sure everything's working. Yeah, it looks really cool, guys. Hopefully that comes through on the video, but I think that looks super clean. Let's get all the fairings put back on. So we'll start back down here. We got our 4 mil here. Now we need our little black plate that's gonna go over the top of this. And remember, it's got this little rubber piece and this right here. So it's gonna nicely pop in there for us and sit. Both of these were the black 4mm screws. There's one. Get that guy back in there. And I think the easiest one to forget is probably gonna be this guy right here. There we go. And now we're gonna come back with this fairing. Remember, we're gonna put it a little bit high so you can feel it slide in there, and then it'll just slide right down back into play. And you can tell because if you try and lift up it, it's not gonna come out that it went into the rails correctly. Kind of wish this bolt wasn't chrome, but it is a chrome one right here that goes back in. This should be a black bolt too. Maybe one of these days I'll swap out all the bolts too. If you remember, one that goes kind of into the gas tank here, one into the headlight, and then the other one also into the headlight back here. There we go. This fairing's done. Push that little rubber one in at the bottom there. Make sure that's lined up. We got this guy down here. And then we have this one down here. We got this one here. And for the last fairing fastener, right here. One side is complete. Okay, for the left side here, we'll start off with this 4mm hex key here we'll take out. Then we'll go after this little pop pin here next to the fuel tank. We have two here attached to the headlight we need to take out. Now that we have those out, remember we're gonna slide forward, lift straight up, working our way down and around. The next one is gonna be these two 4mm right here that we gotta get out. And just like on the other side, there's gonna be a little rubber piece that's holding it in there. Then we're gonna go after this 4mm here, because our intent here is really just to loosen the side of this fairing enough so that we could get it off. And then we're gonna come down here to this one. We'll get this little Phillips out of the way here. Pull that guy out. And the last piece should be this little rubber piece that it's holding on there in the side. So we got that off. We're gonna keep moving our way up on the fairing here. Get this little Phillips push pin out too. Get that one. Fire it across the room. And then this one here too. Go. Then back up here on top of the bike, this little push pin here will be our last separating fastener that we need to take off that is going to allow us at this light here. So we are good. That's a lot of play. It's a lot of room. And if you remember on the other side how we got this off, I'm just going to push these two little tabs in the back, use my thumb to pull out the little plastic inner piece, and away we go. All right, just like the other side, we're going to squeeze this piece to get the electrical off. We have this little push button here that's gonna be very tight and hard to separate. Or we could use a pick to help a little bit. Just kind of lift it up, pop it out. And then just like on the other side, we have these little plastic pieces that are holding our wiring in that we're gonna need to take out. Just gotta detach that other electrical cable like so. Pretty easy to do. And our light is officially out. So just like we did the other side, we have the light here. Go ahead and run it through. Looking nice and flush and clean. I've got the cable coming out here on the other side. So I'm just gonna run my little plastic clip over, line it up on the back side, and run it through till it's nice and tight. Now we just have to run the electrical through the same two plugs that we did before here. This one is a little bit easier to get at than the other side. A little bit easier to get it into the little connectors here. There we go. Go ahead and plug in our light. Stick it back in. So I'm gonna start with the same bolt that I know I'll forget. So I'm gonna put that little fastener in, work our way down to this one. And then we're gonna go back to these little Phillips plastic pieces and get all these put in there first. So working our way down, go ahead and put this back in its spot and then push until you feel the little rubber piece go in, and it's good to go and it's nice and lined up. Make sure your little Phillips are popped out. Put them in, then push them in, and then we'll work the rest of these real quick. So we'll start up top here, push this Phillips in, put this one in, push it in. Should be one more down low. Got it right here. Moving back over to the front, we have this 4mm here. So remember this plastic piece here, this goes in first, sinks in like so, lines up quite nicely for our bolts. Remember these are the two black 4mm that go right here. And for the final fairing install, put her under, set it down a little bit high, and then it'll slide its way back in. This 4mm here, and then 3 more of these little push pins. Just remember to pop the pins out. One goes up here by the gas tank, and then 2 up here holding the headlight in. There we go. Last thing to do, verify that this light works. And man, is it hard to tell on video, but damn, that looks good, guys. Left turn signal, sweet. I'm really liking these lights. They look fantastic to me. They're very clean. Not to say that the stock was completely ugly, but it really does look clean to me. Just having that flush mount light, having that little blue glow looks super nice. I'm digging it. So links in the description if you want to buy these. Thanks again for watching, guys, and we'll see you next week.